January 3rd, and this is, of course, your daily financial news. If you don't know, here on this channel, one rental at a time, we do a daily show right around 7:30 that reviews the financial news of the day. In addition to that, Monday through Friday, we interview multimillionaires and cover 3 topics that we share that day. All the stuff we do is live, no editing. We just try to get at it, get done, and move on with our day. So when we look at today's financial news, the first thing I want to start with is what I consider some good news. So we've talked about a gentleman named Dave Portnoy a couple of times over the last 6 months. I think we did a bunch in April. He sold his company Barstool Sports. I already forget who he sold it to, but basically he made a bunch of money. And he's been on CNBC. He's the guy that said, basically Warren Buffett's an idiot, stocks only go up. And for the most part, he has proved right through this pandemic, through this health crisis. What I want to talk about now is a charity that he has created to attack a real problem. So I came to see this just the other day when the interview with him and Gary Vee. Basically, in short, Dave Portnoy was challenged to put his money where his mouth is to help solve the small and medium-sized businesses, specifically restaurants. And he stepped up. He has created a charity, and you can check it out at barstoolfund.com. Basically, they take applications, stories from restaurants, lots of criteria. But at the end of the day, he is stepping up with donations. Last time I checked, it was over $10 million being donated, and he's helping fund these restaurants to get through this crisis. And he's not just giving money, he's, for a month or two, he's funding them for the next 6-9 months. So his monthly nut is increasing with every business he takes on. It was a heartwarming story. It's frankly what should have been done during the stimulus, or as I call it, life support, right? Figure out their income, pay it so they can pay their waiters and chefs and busboys and, all of those things, as opposed to cutting their legs out, but still having overhead, taxes, insurance, rent, all of those things. So I was encouraged and likely will make my donation, which I do every quarter, to the barstoolfund.com. Go check it out. It's some of the videos are very heartwarming. He videotapes FaceTime calls and really talks to the owners and says, hey, we're going to help you out. Just made me feel good. Hopefully it'll make you feel good as well. Next up, looks like Tesla delivered their kind of report for the year, and they just missed 500,000. Looks like Tesla reported 499,550 deliveries. They were trying to get to that psychological 500,000. Just missed, but pretty damn good given what was going on back in February, March, April. Pretty interesting to see what is going on there. It'll be interesting to see how the stock is treated. Monday is this kind of the buy the rumor, sell the news. What is going on? It'll be interesting. But yeah, Tesla just missed 500,000, which was their stretch goal. Another thing I found interesting is we've had zero trading days this year, and yet Bitcoin is up 10%, right? Zero trading days for the quote unquote market, but Bitcoin is tradable 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. If you don't know that, it is always open, if you will, and it's up more than 10% already this year. I think it hit like 34,000 yesterday or something just crazy. So again, for me, it's an insurance policy, and if it keeps doing this, I just have to buy less coins for my 1% insurance. But man, yeah, that is crazy to see what's going on. Not sure. Have you guys heard of this new app called Clubhouse? I was invited, accepted the invitation, getting in there, but I'm still trying to figure out what it is. If you are a part of Clubhouse or really understand what it does, how it works, what it is, let me know. I'd love to hear from it. You can follow me or subscribe or whatever it's called. I am in there now. And yeah, apparently it's like a group chat thing or voice. I'm not sure. I haven't figured it out yet. As you know, technology or apps is not my thing. So if you understand what Clubhouse is, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know below. If don't know if you know this, but the U.S. is delisting 3 Chinese telecom companies. I'm not really sure if that's market moving, but what I expect to happen is China will have a counter move. China historically, you know, is playing chess. We move, now it's their move. I expect something. It will be interesting to see what that is. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what is going on and see what China does in response. Does it hold back the best listings? Does it, I just don't know. Another thing that's interesting, I actually talked about this, when was it, like 6, 8 weeks ago? Jack Ma, as you know, Ant Group was right on the cusp of going public, biggest IPO ever. It was pulled. And I believe I said in one of those videos, Jack, you better protect yourself because, if you really pissed off the government, they're gonna come get you. They don't care if you're worth, $50 billion or not. And I don't know if this is true or not. It could be just fake news. It happens these days, but apparently Jack Ma has not been seen in 6 weeks or so. Again, he could be on some remote island counting his money. Who knows? Or he could be he could be held for questioning by the Chinese government. You just don't know. It would be interesting to see someone of that stature simply be quote unquote removed. But you just don't know. You just don't know. So it'll be interesting to see now that this news is floating around. If, again, back to the counter move, if the Chinese government kind of produces him, if you know what I mean. Here he is. He was on vacation. Who knows? The Georgia election is going to be the big news of the week, right? The runoff. It's really going to, I think, come down to if Republicans decide to show up. Again, I've talked about it for a week now. There's plenty of Republicans that are saying they are going to boycott, which would be tragic for the country, I think. I don't, it needs to, I would love to see just a fair election and whoever gets the most votes win. But when one side doesn't show up, that's, kind of win by default. And again, this is impactful. This will impact the next 2 years for sure. And till the midterm elections. And to have that kind of mentality to just not show up and vote, which is your right, is unfortunate. I wish that wasn't a talk track out there, but apparently it is. I do have a question for my listeners. All these New Year's resolutions and all of that. I'm curious, do you have, if you have a resolution, I'm curious, is it more financial or more physical? Is it more get my money right or get my body right? I'm just curious what's going on out there. I seem to see people have one or the other, sometimes both. But usually they focus on one or the other. So if you don't mind, let me know below. Just curious what you are. Get those comments flowing. Don't know if you saw this, but I just had a listener, or actually a comment yesterday that I didn't see this. Apparently the New York City's mayor, I think it's de Blasio, was out dancing in Times Square during the New Year's celebration. It's not, first responders were there. They were trying to keep it low key. But as the mayor of New York City, the individual who was shutting it down and closing restaurants, that was not a good look, right? Stay home, stay home. It's kind of like Gavin Newsom here in California, right? Eating at that, $30,000 lunch or whatever it was. Not a good look. Politicians got to realize there are cameras everywhere. And if you are asking us to sacrifice, you should be the first to sacrifice. And Mayor de Blasio in New York did not do that. He chose to go out in the middle of Times Square, which is usually packed, and have a dance and celebrate the new year. Which again, if he wasn't the mayor of New York, good for him. But he is the mayor of New York, and that's going to be remembered. I don't think he has a good chance to be reelected, because if I was running against him, that's what I'd be hitting on every day. And then finally, big news of the week is going to be Friday. It will be the December's jobs report. It's going to be interesting, right? We went from 6.9 to 6.7. Do we continue that trend? Do we reverse? I don't know. I do think this is one of the last bad numbers. I do think we get better from here. Again, I think the light is close. I think Q1 would be better than Q4, Q2 better than Q1. But we still have that last Q4 report, so it will be interesting to see what is going on. So again, that's what I got for you today. Of course, it is Sunday, so I will do my goals video. I'll do a little taste of what's going on in our community. And also, I have an interview with somebody who's doing the 75-day hard challenge. So that should always be fun. See what they're doing in that. I want you to have a wonderful day. It's Sunday, January 3rd. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.